What's up, everybody? It's Cade from Tac Wolf Training Solutions, and today we have a lighthearted, should I say fun video. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go over 5 different grip pressures. I would say the 5 most talked about grip pressures and see which one is my favorite. So long story short, I was scrolling on YouTube, sitting on the couch as I usually do, and I came across a grip pressure video, and a thought occurred to me. If you put a bunch of really good shooters in a room and tell them to talk about grip pressure, they're all going to start arguing because their way is the best way. A little 2A community, everybody wants to say their way is the best way. So I took the 5 most talked about grip pressures, and we're going to see which one works best for me. We're going to do the Vice grip. We're going to do Achilles Heels Tactical Colt Can grip. We're going to do my grip pressure. We're going to do the percentages grip pressure. And we're going to do the crush grip. So may the best man win. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a V-Spec spring from ZR Tactical. So like the video, comment down below, subscribe, and a lucky winner will get this bad boy. So really quick, shout out to my sponsor, 907 Ammo. If you live in Alaska, go ahead and use Tac Wolf 5 or Tac Wolf 10, depending on if you've used my code before. The link is going to be in the description down below. Again, if you only live in Alaska though, but they have every type of ammo you need. So yeah, long story short, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of drills and just test the performance of each grip pressure. So I'll do a bill drill. I'll do doubles. Thinking of some other drills. I think I wrote it down in my phone. So yeah, anyways, I'm just going to do a couple of drills. First drill is going to be the bill drill. And the first grip pressure I'm going to use is that crush grip. We'll see how it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is the crush grip. And essentially that's just me taking both my hands and crushing down on the gun, squeezing as hard as I can, not too hard to where I'm white knuckling the gun, meaning I'm squeezing so hard that my knuckles turn white, but I'm squeezing hard enough to where my brain, where I feel like it alleviates as much as of that muzzle flip as possible. Crush grip is not the way I usually grip the handgun, but we'll see how it goes.
Shooter ready?
Yep. So all A zone 298. I don't care about how fast I was on the draw. I care about my split times.
What's the split time?
How fast I was at pressing the trigger. So I got a 0.22, 0.24, 0.23, 0.24, 0.26. Splits is all right, because as I'm pressing that trigger, and my beautiful cameraman can probably run it back in slow motion, as I'm pressing that trigger, like I'm kind of shaking. Because I'm crushing hard enough to, you know, alleviate, well, not alleviate, but mitigate that muzzle flip as much as possible. But I can physically feel my hand shaking as I'm shooting the gun. So crush grip is, it's all right, I guess. I'm going to do the crisscross drill, and basically that's 2 to the A zone, transition to the head zone of the right target, 2 there, and then 2 to the A zone of that same target, then transition over to the target I was originally shooting, and 2 to that head zone. I'm not trying to see how fast I can get a shot on the target per se. I'm trying to see how good I can keep that grip as I'm trying to transition between targets.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Yep. I gotta say, trying to like get my brain to keep crushing down on the gun as I'm transitioning is it's weird. I did fine with the A zones, but I went crazy on the head boxes here. These are like 5.56 rounds, so I'm pretty sure these 2 are the 2 that I shot, because this one and this one was from earlier. Utilizing a crush grip while transitioning, at least for me, because I'm not used to it, it messes with my brain. because I literally feel my hands kind of shaking as I'm crushing down on the gun. Like, some people are gonna crush grip even if they train because they've never been in a situation where they have to shoot somebody, which is, you know, absolutely understandable. So like, do I think crush grip works? Yeah, I do. I think it could work. I just think you would have to practice it and keep training. It's kind of with any grip pressure. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm running doubles. This is about 15 yards. Again, I suck with math, so, but this is about 15 yards. I'm gonna run some doubles and see how it goes. Yeah, see, utilizing that crush grip at this distance, I feel my hand shaking, and the gun is just, the dot is just going. I don't like it. I don't like it. Would I use it myself? No. But I mean, it still got the job done. So I won't rank it just yet. So the next thing I'm gonna do is percentages grip. And essentially that's basically where some people say, oh, you squeeze 60% with your left hand and 40% with your firing hand. I saw a video that SIG put out some years ago, and this guy was like, yeah, like do 70% with your support hand, 30% with your firing hand. I have my own gripes with that. I'm gonna save that for later on in the video. I wanna go ahead and get started. I mean, all A zone. We got 0.22, 0.24, 0.23. I mean, my splits are consistent. I'm gonna be honest, I like that better than the crush grip. So first shot was a 1 second, 2-1-4-7. So my splits are around 0.3, 0.33, and then the transition, I'm doing about a 0.50. So that's a little bit faster than the crush grip, and it's not bad. I mean, let's check the hits. We got 1 Charlie, looks like 2 Charlie, 1 Charlie here. Okay, percentages grip is, I feel like, is doing better than the crush grip in my opinion. I'm gonna run some doubles for 50 yards, see how long I can uphold this percentages grip. Two Charlies, besides the 2 Charlies, all A zone. I gotta be honest, I mean, it was, tracking the dot was easier with the percentages because I was trying to do 60-40 or 70-30, whatever you want to call it. But I was trying to do 60-40, and tracking the dot was a little bit easier than the crush grip. Here's the thing. I do not like the whole percentages grip thing. I don't like when instructors try to teach people 70-30, 60-40, because your brain cannot quantify how hard you're squeezing a gun percentage wise. Like, if I ask you to shake my hand at 60% and ask you to shake my other hand with, you know, 40%, essentially it's gonna be the same. So I don't really like the whole percentages thing. I mean, I understand it because the way I apply grip pressure on my gun, it's kind of like that, but I don't explain it in that kind of way. Like, I don't look at it as percentages. So anyways, that's that. Next thing we're gonna do is the vice grip. One person told me it's like taking a horseshoe and trying to bend it out and straighten it out. So that's how I'm gonna grip or apply grip pressure, sorry. So let's see how it goes. All right, let's go ahead and utilize this vice grip. And I'm just gonna It's kind of like chicken winging out, kind of like that, but I'm trying not to do that so much.
Stand by.
All right, so splits of a 2-1, 2-3. Yeah, 2-1. 2-3 was my highest split. All A zone. I'm not gonna lie, I like that vice grip. I like that vice grip. It's all A zone. I don't know. I just felt like I had just more control of the firearm. Next thing we're gonna do is the crisscross drill. Yep.
Stand by.
All right. I didn't mean, I shot another shot. I didn't mean to do that, but that was pretty good. We're looking at first shot of 0.75, 0.20, 0.32. So it was a mistake on my part. The transition from target to target, I kind of messed up there, but my split times is sitting at a 2-0. That's the fastest split time so far that I've gotten on this drill. So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. We're looking at all A zones. This is from a while ago, but A zone, A zone, A zone. I got 1 Charlie. Yeah. So far, the vice grip has performed the best. So that's pretty good. Next thing I'm gonna do is just, again, the 15-yard doubles. Oh, that's it. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I really like it. I really like it. The vice grip, I mean, I can see from here, all A zone. The dot was super easy to track. Right now, the vice grip is my favorite. I know I said I wasn't supposed to rank them just yet, but I actually really like the vice grip. So the next thing I'm gonna do is Rick Crawley's way of applying grip pressure, and he calls it gripping a pistol as like you're gripping a Coke can. So you're squeezing it hard enough to where it doesn't fall out of your hand. You're not squeezing so hard to where the Coke starts to overflow. And when you really start to think about it, it's like, well, I don't have to squeeze a Coke can too hard, right? So it doesn't fall out of your hand. So when you apply it to your gun, it's a little weird at first for some because it's like, well, I'm not squeezing that hard. But you start to realize you don't have to squeeze that hard. And if you can't tell, I'm biased because I love the way he applies grip pressure. So anyways, we're going to run the build drill. My split times are consistent, 0.20, 0.21. So yeah, they're all consistent. I definitely threw some shots, and that was just because I was trying to go as fast as possible. That's on me. I would say my splits with the vice grip was a little bit faster, but no, I'm very used to this grip pressure.
You ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Then we got a very consistent split times here. I mean, when I'm on the same target, I'm at a 0.223. My transition was faster. Usually my transition is about a 0.5 something, but it was a 0.4 this time. Yeah, I mean, very consistent. My split times were actually a little bit faster on the same target. I mean, I got a 0.20, 0.19. That's pretty good. Let's look at the target here. 1 Charlie, 2 Charlie. So what I can say, and this is just me as a shooter, right? My transition coming back to the left target has always been crappy. And I need to do better on that. That's just on me. But no, I mean, all consistent. These Charlies were here already. So yeah, A zone, a few Charlies, good enough for government work. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is doubles. again, I'm not really looking at the numbers. I'm looking to see how it holds up from a certain distance. So looks like I got one Charlie, the rest were alphas. I mean, it was fine. I'm so used to that style of grip pressure that like I'm not surprised. The dot was a little bit more flimsy than I would like. I would say the vice grip, the dot was the most steadiest out of them all. But Rick Crawley's way of applying grip pressure, I feel like it's more consistent, or not consistent, it's more repeatable. It's easy to be consistent with his grip pressure. So I don't know, vice grip and the Coke can grip is in the running right now. But anyways, we're gonna do mine, yeah, and see how it stacks up. So the next thing we're doing is the way I apply grip pressure. And the way I apply grip pressure is very similar to the way Rick Crawley teaches grip pressure, which is, you know, that Coke can grip with your firing hand. The biggest difference is I'm squeezing a little bit harder. I'm still not utilizing my middle finger and my ring finger. I'm utilizing that low and high point of leverage. It's kind of like a vice, or not like a vice, but like a throttle. So when I'm shooting, I'm essentially throttling the gun. You can take a broom or a pole or something and try to like bend it while it's standing. That is how I'm applying grip pressure. With my support hand, I'm just making sure that it keeps these two fingers from moving, because you have something called sympathetic movement. So when I move this finger, I don't know if you can tell, but when I move this finger automatically wants to move. I mean, like I can't really stop it. I can try to stop it, but it automatically wants to move. So with my support hand, I'm just making sure I keep that keep it from having that sympathetic movement. But hopefully I explained it as best as I could. So let's get on shooting, because we don't have long. All right, I threw one shot, but all A zone, very consistent splits. I mean, 0.22 literally for all of them, besides one was a 0.23. So yeah, very consistent splits. Let's just jump straight into the crisscross drill.
Bye.
All right, so alpha, alpha, alpha. I think I got one Charlie there because I don't remember that shot. So we're looking at okay, first shot was my fastest so far out of the rest of the grip pressures. We got a 0.78, 0.18, 0.69. So the transition was a little slow, but we're looking at 0.30. All right, so I will say my first initial shots were pretty quick, but after the transition, sorry, I'm Mike Tyson today. No, after the transition, I got a little slow. So, but the first initial shots were pretty quickly, were pretty quick. Okay, all right, let's do the 15-yarder. All right, so I just finished doing all the different grip pressures. I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised. So what I can tell you, I'm gonna start from worst to best, which is a little weird, I know, but the worst one by far was the crush grip. I didn't like it. And now, again, I'm speaking for myself, right? I want you to go out to the range. I want you to try this for yourself. But I mean, the crush grip, every single time I was shooting, it was really hard to track the dot. It was really hard to track that dot. So I didn't like the crush grip. I feel like it's pretty inconsistent. But hey, that's just me. Number 4 will have to be percentages grip. So again, I understand why some instructors are talking about percentages, because I essentially do percentages in my head when I'm gripping my pistol, but I'm not doing percentages. It's kind of weird, but no, I understand why some instructors talk about percentages. But again, when you go to a brand new shooter or someone who's just not that good at shooting, and you say, hey, I want you to take your firearm and I want you to grip it, 40% with your firing hand and 60% with their support hand, they're just not going to understand that. And their grip is going to be inconsistent after each shot or after each time they draw their firearm or pick up their handgun, because their brain can't quantify percentages as far as, grip pressure. So yeah, percentages was number 4. Number 3, man, number 3. So I gotta put number 3. I gotta give it to vice grip. I gotta give it to vice grip. So vice grip, I would definitely say vice grip. And this, trust me, this is actually, I thought it'd be a lot easier ranking these, but it's not. So vice grip, the dot stayed the most flat when I was utilizing the vice grip, but I feel as though Rick Crawley's way of teaching grip pressure, which is the Coke can grip, was easier to repeat. It was more repeatable, more consistent. So I gotta give vice grip number 3. Now, what I can say is if you start to play with vice grip, if you start to kind of do your own type of vice grip pressure, I feel like you can really be a monster, man. And I actually heard about vice grip from a couple of GM shooters, Grandmaster shooters, and they utilize vice grip pressure in a way that's phenomenal, right? That's why they're Grandmaster shooters. Me, on the other hand, I'm not used to vice grip, so I'm sure that if I continue to practice with that vice type of grip pressure, I'd be really good as well. So yeah, vice grip is number 3. I gotta say, it's really hard to pick between my own, because I'm biased, and Rick Crawley's Coke can grip pressure. So I'm putting Rick Crawley's in number 2. I mean, it's a phenomenal grip pressure. There's nothing to say about it. I feel like once you reach a certain level of shooting, it goes from trying to find that grip pressure to like trying to modify the grip pressure that you already utilize, because I essentially utilize Rick Crawley's way of grip pressure. I just modify it to my own. So yeah, I mean, Rick Crawley's grip pressure is number 2. Phenomenal instructor, phenomenal shooter. They're having some fun out here. They're having some fun out here. But yeah, so I gotta say Rick Crawley's is number 2. And then I modify that to my own, which of course I'm biased, is number 1. But here's the thing. My own works for me. It may not work for you. So what I would tell you is, hey, get on YouTube, look at some different grip pressures, look at how these instructors are teaching grip pressure, and find the one that's best for you. I personally will say what you need to try is Achilles Heel's tactical way of applying grip pressure. And then look at also the vice grip pressure. I think there's a bunch of great videos out there about vice grip pressure, and I'm not the best at teaching it because I don't teach vice grip pressure. But yeah, so go out there, train for yourself, and stay safe.